KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM. The station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to the Roman of Real Estate Radio Talk Show. This is your host, Marie Antoinette Wade, and we are here live on KCAA Radio Network, and we are on 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and we are also on your favorite podcast, 15 streaming channels. You're talking about iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spreaker. So you name it, we are in there. And in addition to that, we are also available on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android. So if you have an Android phone, go to Play Store and make sure that you subscribe to Building Solid Foundations, and you will see all our radio shows in there. So there you go. You can access us everywhere, and we are live right now on Redlands. And I've got an amazing guest for you. One of the real men of real estate. His name is Eddie Marcus. He is a real estate investor, and I got to listen to him at the San Diego Creative Investors Association's meeting, and he was one of the panelists, and he talked about a lot of things in regards to planning your tax as an investor. He gave a lot of information, so I'm really excited to introduce you to Eddie Marcus. Eddie, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
I'm very excited about your background. Can you share us where you're from originally, and where did you get the experience on the real estate investing side of it? That would be amazing.
So originally going back, so I'm originally from Iraq. I was born in Iraq. I migrated to the United States when I was about 12 years old. I came straight to San Diego and never left San Diego. Went to high school here, graduated, went to SDSU, graduated with an accounting degree, and did a couple of years of accounting, and then ventured out to just into small businesses, and spent a few years doing just in the retail industry, with the gas stations and liquor stores and so on. So after that, I came back to doing accounting. I sold my one of my businesses that was kind of consuming most of my time, and came back to doing accounting. I sat down for the CPA exam. I passed my CPA exam in 2016, and I got certified. I went back to kind of the corporate world, did a couple of years of auditing, and after that, did a couple more years in taxes, and just kind of stumbled on investing in real estate, like a lot of people, where I just had, I'm making all this money, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I'll just buy a house with it. And luckily, and again, I say this because I'm not the smartest guy. I just, like I said, I accidentally stumbled into real estate, and being in with a tax background, I realized how much benefits tax investors have and are given. So I started taking advantage of those, and expanded on it. And 3 years later, I was like, okay, no problem. I got a couple of properties, and now I made a decision to commit to real estate full time. So I kind of left my corporate job, started investing in real estate, did a couple of flips on the side as I was in the corporate world. And as of 2021, halfway through about 2021, that's when I left the corporate world, joined the real estate venture, and started doing fix and flip full time. Started acquiring properties left and right, taking advantages of creative lending and just learning more about it, and networking a lot with a lot of lenders, a lot of investors, and just picked it up. And now I'm not looking back, and I'm not going back to that corporate world. This is what I was made for, and this is what I want to share with the world and with all of you, that real estate is truly the best place to be for little guys like us that want to make a difference in the world and want to become millionaires with the little financials that we have. So that's just kind of in a nutshell from beginning to an end.
That is amazing. I mean, you've gone through so many parts of your life in terms of running a business in the different industry, and then going back to the accounting, and then stumbling on real estate investing and learning the advantages of what in the tax business and with the real estate investing. That is awesome. What a journey you have, Eddie.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that the reason I went back to corporate world, honestly, after my first small business adventure was, you always think it's greener on the other side. When you're in the corporate world, you think, oh my God, these investors are making so much money, or like these small business owners are making so much money. I want to be a part of it. And that was one of the reasons why I left the corporate, joined small business. And then that was still, it wasn't easier. It was, in my opinion, it was a lot harder. And I figured like, oh, it's greener on the other side. All my friends are, CPAs, and they're working for this corporate world, making X amount of monies, and without a lot of the small business owner stress. And that's what kind of brought me back. And like I said, being in real estate is a little different. It is a small business owner, but it's also different in sense of it gives you a lot more advantages to not only make money, but also to retain your money. And most of the times, 100% of the money.
Wow.
That you're making, that you're generating.
Well, I'm excited to ask you a lot of questions about it. I'm also a real estate investor, and I've worked with so many investors around me, and we put all kinds of projects where I connect the investors to the projects, and it's always interesting that some of the investors don't know how to deal with the taxes that's involved in the project. So it's so glad that you're here, and now you're going to give us some information on this. So let me ask you this first question: what are the benefits of a corporation? Having a corporation, you're talking about entities, right? Having a corporation for the real estate investors or any kind of real estate project. What's the benefit of having a corporation?
So we can break it down to, I mean, I'm a lot of our listeners, I'm sure they're real estate agents, and a lot of them are also real estate investors. So, I mean, if you're a real estate, and there's different corporations, and if you're an investor, it's best to have an LLC, and I'll go into depth into why. If you're a real estate agent, it's best to have an S corp, and I'll also go into kind of why. And there's advantages and disadvantages. If you use them right, then you're good. But if you use the wrong entity for the wrong activity, then you can kind of be faced with a big tax bill, in my opinion. So it's best to obviously consult your either your CPA or your tax attorney if you have one. So if you're a real estate agent, it's best to be an S corp, and that's you're actively working in the business. The advantages that you get on that side is what's called FICA tax, which if you're working as an independent contractor, which a lot of real estate agents that come my path, that they're just working for a broker and they get their checks under their Social Security, meaning that they're independent contractor. You end up paying FICA tax on both sides, on the employer side and on the employee side, which equates to about a little over 15%. When in reality, if you get incorporated with an S corporation, you'll only be liable to pay the FICA on both sides on the income that you pay yourself out of your corporation, and you don't have to pay 100%. So let's say, for example, a real estate agent, he's doing good. Let's, for simple math, makes $100,000 this year. If that real estate agent, he or she, receives that as an independent contractor, they're going to be paying that 15% in FICA tax to the government. But if they were incorporated, they can take, let's say, a portion. Let's say, they're going to take $30,000, call it salaries to themselves. So their corporation is going to write a check to them in salaries, and they can take 70% in distributions. Distributions are exempt from the FICA tax, so they're not paying that tax on it. Okay. Does that make sense? So technically, I mean, the benefit in there will be $70,000 times the FICA rate of exactly. It's 17. I'm trying to get you the exact figure here, just so we can kind of see just by the tip alone. So it'll be 15.3%. So if we take $70,000 times 15.3%, that's times 15.3. That's about $10,700 in savings by being incorporated. Okay. There are fees associated with having a corporation, which is $800 if you are a California corporation. If you're other states, consult with your CPA. It's different fees, but for California, it's $800. So
so let me review what you just shared. You're saying that if someone had made $100,000, instead of paying 15%. As a self-employed, right?
Self-employed tax, yes.
And if you created S corp entity for this business, then you save $10,000 out of the 15%. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay, so instead of 15%, what is the 15% of 100,000? Is
15,000.
15,000, and you save 10,000 out of that.
You'll save 10,000 out of that because you don't have to receive all that income of 100,000 as your salary. You can, cut a portion of it, call a salary. The other portion will be called distributions.
So as an S corp, it will allow you to be an employee on your own company
of your corporation.
Salary.
Correct.
I see. Well, that's a good information for people. Sometimes we don't understand what the difference between, S corp, and I believe there's LLC too. Now, can you tell us the difference between LLC and S corp?
So the tax treatment is the income flows through the same. Okay. The benefits of having an LLC is usually when you have properties, you put them under an LLC. And most of the times it's a single member LLC. For transferring of the property back and forth between your name and the LLC, there is no taxable event. Compared to an S corporation, let's say you buy a property under an S corporation, and then later on you want to change it to your name, there's a tax event. So you're going to have to involve the IRS into that transaction.
Okay.
So LLC is good.
Let's do this. We're getting ready for a commercial. I should have waited for you to go to the next segment, but we're going to take a commercial and we're going to continue your conversation about the difference between LLC and S corp. And for everyone out there, don't go away. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 95137853316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
FireUp Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. FireUp Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. FireUp Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Notes, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate. This is your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we are here with Eddie Marcus, who is a real estate investor and also expert in tax planning and tax savings. So we were talking about earlier the difference between LLC and S corp. If you can continue what you were just sharing, I think that would be great.
So yeah, for properties that you're going to be owning, it's best to put it under an LLC. And a lot of these properties, if you use the tax code to your advantage, you'll be showing losses, if not losses, very, very minimal income. Okay, that income and like I was saying in regards to the self-employment tax that it's called FICA, you'll still pay for every dollar that you get from these LLCs. You will still pay the 15%. Okay, that's the kind of the disadvantage of having an LLC. But the advantage is, like I said, the transferring of the property from your personal to your LLC, there is no taxable event. You can transfer back and forth without a problem, without raising a question to the IRS saying, hey, why you're doing that. Versus an S corporation, you can't do that. And there's other advantages for experienced real estate investors that they can take of when they have multiple members and so on, as far as like distributions wise and the benefits of an LLC when it's a multi-member LLC versus a single member LLC. So that's just a kind of like in a summary, that's, you know, the brief benefits of having LLC versus an S corp. But for sure, 100%, whatever you do, get incorporated. Do not do anything under your personal name as far as being self-employed.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. A lot of people out there, I mean, even when I started the real estate company, I know that I was in a C corp. So let's talk about C corp. Okay. You mentioned LLC. We talked about S corp. What is the difference of having a C corp?
So C corp has its own advantages, but when it comes to being a real estate investor, I mean, the only thing is, you know, if you own a business that generates a lot of income, a C corp, you get taxed at a corporate level and that's typically lower than a personal level. So the advantage of it is the advantage is your income is gonna get taxed at a lower level. The disadvantages is when you receive that income, you end up paying for a double taxation. So that's why there's kind of a double taxation. You get the income that your C corp generated, in form of dividends, and you end up paying a personal tax on it.
Okay.
So the benefit in it is, like, let's say you don't need that money to come directly to you. You want it to stay within the corporation and reinvest it within the corporation. Then that'll be the benefit there. Just keep it within the corporation and then reinvest it into buying more real estate, I would say. And therefore you're paying less taxes. The money continues to work for you. But the second that you want to touch that income in form of dividends, then you're going to end up paying another tax on it, which is your personal tax at your personal effective rate. And that will depend how much money you make in that year.
Okay, so there's a lot to learn on setting up the corporation within real estate investing, and I can see that. And there's it looks like it's more there's a lot of complicated information that you need someone like you to talk about it, right?
I would definitely, yes, do your own research. Obviously, as much as you can before you talk to a CPA, before you talk to a tax attorney, but definitely involve a CPA that's experienced in real estate. Not all CPAs come the same size, so get connected with a CPA that not only, in my opinion, not only has excessive experience in real estate and real estate investing, but they invest in real estate themselves. So they're not just talking the talk, but they walk the walk. So wherever they're going to be advising you, they're for sure they're doing it themselves. And
Which
they've
is
done
which is what you do. You do both.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That not only you're informed of what the tax savings are, you're also experiencing and what you're doing it for yourself.
Exactly.
For your own investing. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. So let's see. The other question I have for you is that, how do you classify or how to be classified as a real estate professional and take advantage of the real estate tax breaks? Because we're looking at the end of the year now. So
Correct.
What are the advices that you can share to the investors in regards to tax breaks?
So it's okay. So to be a real estate investor, to take advantage of the real estate investing tax code, you have to be classified as a real estate professional. Okay. And to get classified as a real estate professional, you have to meet certain criteria. And one of which is the 750 hours. I'm sure all of you have heard that number being thrown around. The 750 hours is in general real estate activity. So let's say you're a real estate agent, you for sure spend more than 750 hours doing real estate, just general real estate activity. And that's one. The second one is you have to spend 500 hours on the real estate investment property that you own a year. Okay. So not only have to be kind of spend the 750 on general real estate, but also the 500 materially participate, what the IRS refers to it, into your properties. So that equates to, if we were to say 500 divide 365 days, that's about, about an hour and a half a day. And if we say per week, that's about 10 hours a week. Okay.
I see.
Into your real estate properties that you own. Okay.
Okay.
And the biggest part is you have to document that. So you can't just say, well, I spent 10 hours a week. There you go. The IRS will come back to you and tell you, no, we need the documentation. This week you said you spent 20 hours. Where did you spend it? Which property of yours did you spend it on? What did you do on it? And so on. So it's a key to document it, and a simple log, whether it's handwritten or an Excel spreadsheet saying this day, this many hours I did this activity at this property will be sufficient for IRS to say, okay, no problem. You do meet that that benefit.
So I guess if you are an investor, but you're only doing it part-time, you will not be able to get those tax breaks as long as you prove that you have that many hours of working on real estate investment, right?
Correct. Yes. So there was another requirement, which is you cannot spend. So you have to spend 51% of your time doing real estate compared to the other jobs that you have, whether it's a W-2 job, a corporate job, or any other businesses.
So, okay. So if they're full-time employees, there's no way that they can do 51%.
Correct. I would say yes.
Unless they work all
So
weekend.
here's the loophole around it though. Here's the loophole around it.
Okay.
The 500 hours that I said that I discussed earlier can be between you and your spouse. So let's say your spouse is a part-time worker.
Okay.
And as long as you give that spouse the responsibilities of handling these properties, and they can come up with that 10 hours a week, then you're good to go. Or maybe you do 5 hours a week and they do 5 hours a week, then that's going to count toward them, because that will make them more than 51% of their time spent on real estate, because they only have a part-time job.
Okay.
So then both of you will be both of you will be classified as a real estate professional when you file your taxes.
Okay, so this is good for couples where they can share the number of hours and still work full-time while they're doing it on the side. And that would account for the 51% that you're talking about.
Correct. So it's a way to take advantage of it if you are married. If you're not married, there's still some benefit, which maxes out at $25,000 a year. So let's say you own a couple of properties, and these properties, because of depreciation, which we're going to go into, produce a loss. And let's say they produce a loss of $100,000. So that $100,000 loss this year, you can offset $25,000 toward your ordinary income, your W-2 income from your corporate job.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say you make you make $75,000 in your corporate job, and your properties produced a loss of $100,000. This year, you can take $25,000 of that $100,000, apply it against your $75,000 W-2 job. So now you're only paying taxes on $50,000.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Okay.
So it adjusted.
Exactly. The remainder of that $100,000, which is now it's $75,000, carries forward forever. So every year you can take $25,000, apply it against your W-2. That's if you're not if you do not meet the professional real estate requirements.
I see. Okay, so that's a good savings also, even though you did not meet the
Yeah, and if you do it like put it in a simple math, that's $25,000. Let's say you're in a 30% bracket. So out of every dollar you pay 30% to the government, that's $7,500 a year in tax savings.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, I am curious about you mentioned depreciation. So I want to expand on that on the next segment. But before we end this segment, I want to just ask you in regards to your own investment. Where do you invest normally? Do you invest in the San Diego area, or do you have other locations where you invest?
So I'm heavily vested in San Diego. I started in East County, in El Cajon, and then over the last couple of years, I've expanded pretty much all over San Diego, from Vista all the way to down to San Isidro, yeah. Okay. So all over San Diego. I like to keep it local. I like to feel and see and touch what I'm investing.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. This is your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, here at the Realman of Real Estate. Our guest is Eddie Marcus, who is a real estate investor here in San Diego County. And he's going to talk about, next is the depreciation of your real estate properties. And we're going to learn more about that. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 951-378-5316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
FireUp Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections. Hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. FireUp Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. FireUp Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Okay, we are back here on Real Men of Real Estate. I am your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and our guest is Eddie Marcus, who is a real estate investor here in San Diego County. And he just shared us how you can be classified as a real estate professional to get your tax break. And if you're not qualified for that, there are still other opportunities to save money. And make sure that you check us out on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android, so you can go back and review what was said in this broadcasting show. Anyway, Eddie, so you were mentioning about the depreciation of the properties. Now, I've heard a term, cost segregation, which is, I believe, related to depreciation. So can you enlighten us about the depreciation that the investors can take advantage of when it comes to tax savings?
So, yeah, depreciation is the holy grail of tax saving for real estate investors. I mean, this is what brought me to this world of real estate investing, which is the depreciation part, which pretty much in simple terms, it's money that the IRS sees as an expense, but to you, it's really not an expense. Simple as that. So let's put it in kind of draw a picture. So and I'll get into the cost segregation, Marie. So just I just want to explain the depreciation part for our listeners first, and then we'll go to cost segregation, which is kind of depreciation on steroids, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, so let's say you buy a property for $1 million. You have to break down the building versus the land. Okay, the land you cannot depreciate, but the building you can depreciate. So and the IRS allows us to depreciate it over 27.5 years. So what that means is we buy $1 million property, we separate the land from the building. So let's say 20% goes to the land, 80% goes to the building. That will leave us with $800,000. The IRS will allow us to depreciate that or break it over 27.5 years. So if we do that will give us roughly about $29,000. What that means is every year this building gets less in value by $29,000. So you can expense $29,000 against the income that this property is producing.
Okay.
Every year. So that's where, you know, to you already paid $1 million for the property, but the 29,000 gets offset it against the income that this property is generating, if it's a rental property, obviously. So that's pretty much depreciation. Okay.
But that's in addition to the mortgage that you're paying, right?
That's in addition to everything that you spend on the property on a continuous basis, whether it's you putting a nail on the wall or a light bulb or interest mortgage, interest expense, for the mortgage. That's pretty much, in addition to that, you'll get the $29,000. And that's why most of the times, these properties will always produce a loss on paper while they're producing income to you. Okay.
I see.
So that's depreciation. The cost segregation is when you go into and this you have to do it by a third party, a company that specializes in the cost segregation study. Okay, which is also referred to as accelerated depreciation. So what that does is, you hire a company. So the company that I hire charges me about $2,500 to $3,000 per property to do the study for me. Okay, they'll go to the house. They'll say, all right, the house has, for example, blinders. They'll give the blinders a useful life of, let's say, 5 years. Okay. They'll go to the window. They'll give them a useful life of 7 years, just as an example. I'm not a cost segregation specialist, so there's rules that these studies have to go by. And then they'll give for example the sheetrock, the drywall, a 15-year useful life. So instead of depreciating it, so let's say the blinders cost $1,000, just a number. And instead of depreciating this $1,000 over 27.5 years, which is the standard, the study will allow you to depreciate this $1,000 over only 5 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So instead of getting 29,000 every year, you're probably going to be getting close to 60, 70, 80,000 the first 5 years, and then maybe 50,000 the next 7 years, and then it gets lower after. But you kind of get you get to expense the useful life of the building in the earlier years.
Okay.
So you end up paying less taxes today versus when the 27.5 years is over.
Okay, I see.
Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I think that makes sense, especially if they're brand new. If it's a brand new house, it's nice to deduct all these expenses early on, because money is about the value and time, right? And you want to be able to save the money as early as you can, and also use that money for something else that you can invest. I think that's a smart move. Okay, well, that's awesome, Eddie. I truly appreciate the knowledge that you've been bringing here. So let me ask you, where do you have an office in San Diego, or do you work at home?
So like I said earlier, so I'm a full-time real estate investor. So we have a company called Silver Bay Homes. We do fix and flip. So we buy houses cash, and our office is here in El Cajon in the East County area, off of Hamish Street. If you ever been to the East County. Okay.
So what would be the best way for them to get a hold of you, Eddie?
The best way will be, I would say, my phone number or an email. My phone number is 619-504-0510. Again, 619-504-0510. And by email is sbhllc40@gmail.com. That's S as in Sam, B as in Bob, H as in Henry, L as in Larry, L as in Larry, C as in cat, 40@gmail.com.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Eddie. That's incredible. Now, before you go, I wanted to get your last thoughts in terms of what you need to share to our real estate investor or anybody who's interested in investing. What would be the last advice that you can give them?
So the last advice, and this is, again, my opinion, it's not a financial advice. I do want to point that out. This is what I live. This is what I've been through. You can become a millionaire with real estate, and with little money down, and that's what I've experienced. And there's many ways of doing that. If you talk to a lot of these successful real estate investors, I mean, just look at it this way: if you have, let's say, $100,000 to invest, if you invested in stocks, you can only buy $100,000 worth of stocks. versus real estate. If you invested in real estate, and especially if it's your first time home, you can buy $1 million property with that $100,000, and it might give you the same returns. The $1 million might give you the same returns that a $100,000 stock will give you. And with that said, if you're like me, where you like to see it, feel it, touch it, then you feel comfortable investing in it, then you can always drive by that property and, you know, make sure that's in a good condition. Make sure that whoever is in control of it, you know, whether it's the tenants or a property management, they're doing a good job by you. Versus a stock, you really have zero control over it, going up, going down, and, you know, losing all your money there. And that just kind of my advice will be: do your research, find out why real estate will be good for you. And again, from my personal experience, it's been the best investment that I've made, and I'm not going backwards to anything else, whether it's a corporate job or investing in anything else besides real estate.
Okay. Well, in regards to the economy, Eddie, what do you think? I mean, is that something that people still need to keep going after real estate investing, even though the interest rate is going up?
That's a really good question, Mary, and thank you for bringing it up. I did want to touch on it. I wasn't sure as far as our time. So I mean, we, like I said, our company does fix and flip, and our company also does buy and hold. And we also have a brokerage company that we help people buy, sell their homes. So in every single company, all we had to do was tweak our methods to adjust to the market. So we're not out of business. We're not going to go out of business. As long as you're in real estate long-term and you can maintain long-term, you're going to end up being a winner. You know, if you buy a house today and you want to make some money and sell it in 2 years, I would say don't buy. But if you can afford to buy a house today, and, you know, by being kind of buying it at the price that makes sense, if it's an investment, and you're planning to keep it 30 years from now, regardless of what's going to happen in the market, you know, the ups and the downs, it's trending up. So if you look at, you know, 1920 versus 2020, we had these cycles all, you know, throughout the whole century, but it's always been trending up because of inflation, because of the cost of building, and so on. So if you're looking to make a quick buck in and out, I would say hold off, don't do it right now. But if you're looking, you know, to own it for a long term, then definitely, if it's the right time for you, if you can afford it, then own it today. Just make sure that, you know, how much your rent is will pay off for your mortgage, you know, worst case scenario, and have some reserves in the bank. So I would say continue investing, because the tax benefit is there, and if you don't pay it toward your investment in real estate, you're going to end up paying it to the IRS, and it's money gone.
Wow, that's awesome, Eddie. I think, you know, people have to hear this kind of information to kind of inspire them to keep going, because life moves on, you know, and you got to look at it in the long term. And when it comes to building your lifestyle, this is having a fabulous lifestyle in the real estate industry is amazing. And Real Men of Real Estate provides all that information to our listeners. I'm totally appreciative of your time, Eddie. Thank you so much for all the information you have shared with us. And again, hopefully we can bring you back in and talk about more topics on real estate. That would be awesome. And again, thank you so much. So everyone, make sure that you connect with Eddie Marcus. He is a real estate investor and also can help you on your tax planning, and definitely consult with your lawyers and accountants. But Eddie is one of those people that it will be a great resource for your real estate investing plans. All right, well, don't go away. I'm going to have my last segment, and we are going to take a break, and we will see you right back.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 9513785316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
FireUp Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. FireUp Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. FireUp Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Notes, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Welcome back. This is Marie Antoinette Waite here at the Real Men of Real Estate. I'm your host, and we just had a wonderful interview with Eddie Marcus. Definitely, if you wanted to review the discussion, you can access us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and also Android. You just have to subscribe to Building Solid Foundation. You'll be able to see all the shows. Now, KCAA Radio Network does the live broadcasting on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. And we are also on all of your favorite podcast streaming channels. We're talking about Pandora, iHeartRadio, Tiki Live, Rumble. So there's so many streaming channels that we are connected to. So you can also check that out. Now, from what we learned from Eddie, there's definitely a lot of information that you can consider, making sure that find out what's the best corporation for your business, and also find out if you are qualified as a real estate professional or investor in regards to the tax breaks, because he did identify several positions in that regards in terms of how many hours that you can that you spend on investing while working a full-time job. And if you are married or husband and wife, you can also share those hours that can help you qualify as a real estate professional to take advantage of the tax breaks. Now, he also talked about depreciation and cost segregation. Those are important information that you need to discuss with your accountant or talk to your lawyer about all of those information and see if that's going to help you more to save money before the end of the year, making sure that you have the right information when you file your income tax, especially here in California. There's a lot of things going on right now when it comes to filing taxes, and just be more proactive in learning all the tax codes so you can save a lot of money on building your portfolio in real estate. Real Men of Real Estate is being hosted by several hosts. We have Patrick France, who's a note investor. He comes in every second Sunday at 1 p.m. here on KCAA. We also have Dan Reddy, who is the president of the San Diego Creative Investors Association. And he's got a big network, and he brings a lot of great people into the show. And he comes in on the third Sunday of the month. And lastly, we have Thomas Chappelle Jr., who is the founder and CEO of the Inland Empire Black or the Black Inland Empire Investment Real Estate Investment Club. He has thousands of members in that group, and he does an online meeting. And so definitely connect with him or check him out. There's a lot of good people that he brings into his meetings, and you can learn more from his group. So take advantage of that. Aside from the radio show, check them out and look at their information. They're all in LinkedIn. They're also in Facebook. You can find them there. And if you wanted to connect and you can find their information, you can call me or text me. My number is 951 378 5316. Again, my number is 951 378 5316. And my email address is Marie at finestwomeninrealestate.com. That's Marie at finestwomeninrealestate.com. Now, Real Men of Real Estate has its own website. You can go check it out, realmenofrealestate.com. We are also on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube. There's a lot of shows that we have created in the last 2-3 years. There's some TV shows that we did with Brian Fox, Tunde Ogunwale, and Steve Matley. Lots of great information that you can learn from. And if you have any questions, their contact informations are in there too. They are available for any kind of questions you may have on real estate. So we are very blessed by this many professionals in the realm of real estate. So definitely support our show. Share it to your connection. Let them know that this is a good start to learn on real estate investing. All these professionals are very knowledgeable, and they love to educate people. So take advantage of the show, Real Men of Real Estate. In addition to that, I wanted to also let you know that we have the International Wealth Builders radio talk show that's being hosted by two amazing ladies. The first one is Dr. Sharon Barnes. She is a former lawyer and also a real estate professional who talks about ADU. She's a certified ADU specialist, and so she brings a lot of great information. And we also have Latoya Tillett, who is a real estate broker, and she talks about international wealth builders, or actually international real estate development projects. So there's so many opportunities, so many great information that you can learn from their show, International Wealth Builders. Real Men of Real Estate, I love hosting this once a month, but definitely I'm looking for more real estate or maybe radio hosts to run some of these shows, because it is about the Real Men of Real Estate. And since I'm the one that produced it, I get to host it, but I would love for someone to step in and be the host for this show and give us more information on real estate. If you are an expert, if you're an investor and you want to educate people, or you want to connect with the investors, definitely check us out. Connect with me. Text me at 951-378-5316. Again, that's 951-378-5316. I am totally thankful for your time and listening here and tuning into our show. We are here every Sunday at 1 p.m. So make sure you mark that on your calendar, and always tune into our show. There's always amazing information. I myself is benefiting from it. There's just so many great information that I'm learning from all the guys that we have in the show. So make sure you support us. Okay, well, thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and end the show, and we will see you in our next episode.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
This is Judge Herb Dodell, and our show is called For the People. It's available every Monday at 4 o'clock, 4 to 5, and we'll be talking